Last year's senior contest question 5
Um,
was apparently easier than some of the other questions they said.
yeah.
So the question was like, you basically had two players. One player could either put, he had player
two
A,
coins in one bucket or one
he could
coin
either
in
put
two
two
buckets.
stones, one in separate buckets, right?
Yeah.
Or he could put two stones into one bucket. Yeah.
Hmm.
And player B like kills a bucket. Like he takes all the stones from one bucket. So he clears a bucket. Okay. And the question is, how many buckets do you need there to be for A to be able to get to 50 stones
All right. So
in one bucket?
first,
For A to be able to achieve 50 stones in a bucket.
unless you're adding two coins to a bucket with 48, any move made where you add two coins to one bucket can always be reversed. So you return to
A
the
worse
original.
state. Yeah, okay. Sure.
Because if you add two coins, then the player can choose that bucket, and you always either end up with every other bucket stays in the exact same position. You either end up with that bucket equal to 0, if it was 0 before, or less than the amount of coins before. So it always reverses or gives you the same position as before.
So you're basically saying this is a useless move.
Unless you're adding it to a bucket of 48.
Yes.
Useless unless it's the game winner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Last move. So it's either useless or game winning.
Yeah.
Very, very polarized.
Does A only add two stones?
A always puts two stones in, yeah.
Or the first one? Like split half.
Yeah.
The first move. What do you mean?
Also,
like two stones.
It's still two stones, but they're in separate buckets.
Unfortunately,
so you can also
And it's either put two stones in separate buckets or put them in the same bucket. That's all he can do. And this is useful.
What was the answer we got?
Well, we did this on Saturday, huh? Yeah, maybe I think this is kind of similar because Rihanna and Liam both similar situation.
But why are we in a similar situation?
Senior contest.
But aside from that, not a similar situation. Yeah. Right, and then wait.
Oh, this calculator's trash.
So what are you claiming?
Also, unless you add two stones to two buckets of equal size, it makes your position worse. Because suppose you add it to two buckets of non-equal size, Michael,
Yeah.
then you can pick the larger of the two buckets, and the smaller bucket size that you added one to will always be smaller. So overall, you get left with a bucket with 0 and a bucket with less than before. So your position is worse off.
Hmm?
And also, if you add.
We solved this question by actually playing the bucket game. Did you?
Yeah. I know the strategy to get 48. I'm trying to prove it's the most efficient. But
that's not really a good like.
Is it to show that
it's not a unique? Yeah.
Right, the strategy is just you get because you need to get to two buckets of size 48, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you then need 4 buckets of size 47. So you need 4 buckets size 47. So that requires
8.
Wait. Because once you lay out the original wonders, after that, 8 buckets of 46, yeah, 16 buckets, etc. So you need 2 to the 48 buckets, or is it 2 to the 47 buckets of 1 at the start?
What more?
Or 2 to the 48, wait. There's 2 to the 47, So that's what? That's 2 to the 46 moves to get that. Then you add another layer of. Then you start adding 2s on top of that. Once you have 2 to the 47 buckets of 1, you add 2s on top of that, and that gives you 2 to the 46 buckets of 2. And then you repeat, and you get 2 to the 45 buckets of 4, etc. And you repeat until you get 2 buckets of 48, and then you play the 2 and win. Let's prove that's the minimum.
What?
Wait, do you need to prove it's the minimum, or just prove it's possible to get 50?
No, that proves.
But what was the question? Did I misread it?
I don't think you did. The IGS question.
No, I might have.
You never thought the bucket game, please. Okay.
Oh,
How are you gonna have 2 to the 48 buckets? Oh, we'll just do it first to 5.
oh.
And it's to 10.
How many buckets do you need?
Is it 48?
Yeah.
Is that 48 or something?
So I think that argument proves that that's how many buckets you need.
Yeah,
And then you just show that if you had that many buckets, it would work.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, the argument proves it. Oh yeah, that problem's.
Wow, that's a lot of buckets.
You reached that argument in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, so you kind of just work backwards, right?
Yeah.
So like if your last move is to do 2 in one bucket, right?
Yeah.
Then the state before the end state is like there's 48 in one bucket, right?
Yeah.
But for there to be 48 in one bucket, there must be before that 48 in 2 buckets, right? Because the other guy would delete the 48 otherwise. Okay. And then for there to be 48 in 2 buckets and it's after your move, then before your move it would have been 47 in 2 buckets, right? But the move before that, the guy would have had to kill a 47, right?
Yeah, that's how you increase each time.
Yeah. And then for them in your move, it's 46, 46, 47, yeah?
Yeah.
And then before their move, it would have been 46, 46, 47, 47. And then it would have been 46, 46, 46, 46. And then before their move, it would have been 46 times 5, right? Yeah, so basically, when it's before their move, like here where they kill on the 47, it's always a power of 2 plus 1, yeah?
Yeah.
And here, before their move, it's 1 plus 1. And here, before their move, it's 4 plus 1, right? And so what's the power of 2? The power is the difference from 50 minus 1, right?
Question 3 of 2022, the main idea was to prove that because this is the idea for this one, this does it, right?
Yeah, and then you show that it works. But do you need the plus 1 at the end or not?
What do you mean plus 1 at the end?
So in the end you get 4, is it 2 to the 49 plus 1? Right, 2 to the...
Because you need, if you say you only have 148 in the end, oh yeah, because it's his move after your move. So once you create the 48, unless there's 2, if there's only 148, it gets removed, right?
So 2 to the 48 plus 1.
Why do you need the plus 1?
Do you need the plus 1?
No, it's just because you double.
So you don't need the plus 1 for the zeros.
2 to the 41. Yeah.
So you need 2 to the 47 plus 1 ones, right?
What do you mean plus 1 ones?
2 to the 47 plus 1 ones.
Yeah, I feel like I was clear with what I was saying.
Oh yeah.
It's like when he asked me what I mean, when I ask him what he means, I feel like I'm asking a legitimate question.
True.
When did he ask you?
For question 3 of 2022, the idea was to prove that the X center lied on the thing. That was, I think you could do that by proving something cyclic, I feel like. This question was really easy.
Yeah.
It's actually very strange. Yeah. Question 4, I think, was
Hardest.
it took a lot of time. We're not introducing it now. I think it's the end.
Question 4 was the.
Do you have any questions about this question?
No.
Just generally. This may be including the graph theory thing as well. I don't know. Ooh, one vote.